There's been a lot of love for Jalon Walker as well lately. That's
Mm-hmm.
from Mike Giardi out here from Boston Sports Journal. So if they do go edge rusher, linebacker hybrid, that kind of position at 4, who are some of your favorites? I guess in the class in general, but also I guess where would you lean at number 4 for them?
Well, Jalon Walker, I'm pretty high on him. He's my 5th overall player in the class in my final top 100, and there's projection involved with this player because the way he was an off-ball linebacker for Georgia, and it seems like with Georgia defenders, we're always having to project just because it's such the way that they scheme their guys. The heavy rotations, we went through this with Travon Walker and how he was used, and the snap count and all of that. And it's something with Jalon Walker. First of all, the football character is off the charts. His dad was a defensive coordinator at Coastal Carolina for a lot of years. He grew up son of a coach and the type of guy that knows what it takes to win and connects with the locker room, all that great stuff. So that'll help him. But he will have to transition if we're going to draft him as an edge rusher, which I believe that's because he does a lot on film, but what he does best is rushing the passer. So I want him as an edge rusher. Doesn't have ideal size, 6'2", 245 pounds. The length is okay, 32.5-inch arms, but I think he actually plays longer than that. When you watch him on film, his ability to stack, get rid of the block, go make a play. And a lot of his best plays getting after the quarterback were when he was a spy, when he was able to stand up and you see that closing speed and it's just electric. So, but we're making a projection, right? We're going to, can he be a full-time edge who's going to take on offensive tackles consistently? He's going to have to set an edge, have to be able to develop his pass rush plan a little bit more than what he was asked to do at Georgia. So there's a lot of filling in the gaps here, but kind of like you were saying, like this is a strange draft where that initial tier for me is with Travis Hunter, Abdul Carter, then you could probably put Ashton Genty in there. And then that second tier is a lot of question marks. It's not your usual, usually when you're picking 4, 5, 6, you think you're getting, a certain type of player. This draft is just a little bit different. And you're going to have to take maybe a leap of faith for a player like Jalon Walker, who a lot of teams like, but he is a hybrid. And that's something that maybe not every scheme is going to be okay with.
And I didn't really get it with Jalon Walker at first, looking at the 2024 tape, because the character I understood. Everyone's saying, look at Texas. I felt like it was a lot of cleanup plays and a lot of great effort, but I'm like, I don't see the clean wins where everyone says he's an edge player. I just wasn't getting it then, 2023, when you see Missouri, when you see Florida. It's like it wasn't perfect. You can see he's a situational player, so the accuracy is not always there, but it's like he has other moves. You see the bend, you see the change of direction. I'm curious from your perspective, do you think that also being an off-ball backer kind of made it harder for him to really access that array of pass rush moves and build on it? Because it was just kind of bizarre that it felt like there was so much more on the 2023 tape in that perspective. But then last season, impressive that he played so many different roles, but it also felt like he became a bit of a jack of all trades type.
Right. I mean, he was playing inside backer this year. He was playing more of an outside role in 2023. And so, I definitely like him better getting after the quarterback where he could just let him be an athlete, let's bet on that pass rush upside. I didn't really like him as much when he was dropping in space. And so I think one thing that I always learned when I started out scouting is, a scout told me, you want rushers, not blitzers. And I think you have to be convinced that he is a rusher and not just a blitzer. And that's something that does take a leap of faith because he just wasn't asked to do it a ton. It's not that he can't do it. It's just he wasn't asked to do it consistently. And so, that's something that you look back at like Nolan Smith, what he was with that Georgia defense. You go back to Hassan Reddick when he was coming out in college. Like we've seen this before where guys were used a little bit differently in college and then how they're projected to the NFL. And a lot of times it doesn't work, but sometimes it does. And so the other rough thing with Jalon Walker is we don't have testing information. Right. He was unable to, so that's just another missing data point. And for some teams that will matter more than others, not having that extra data point to kind of give them a little bit more of a feeling of, reinforcement that, we know he can do this.
CLNS Patriots coverage is powered by PrizePicks. Download the app today and use code CLNS to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup.
The Patriots adding veteran Stephon Diggs brought much-needed credibility to their wide receiver room. But in a group full of slot types and possession receivers, New England still needs verticality and an outside presence to truly unlock Drake May's special arm talent. But today, I'm breaking down 3 specific prospects who I think are the best fits to add some big play potential to the Patriots passing game. Jalen Noel is one of this receiver class's easiest projections. The 2-time captain improved every year at Iowa State, going from a second-team All-Big 12 selection in 2023 to earning Big 12 first-team and Special Teams Player of the Year honors last season. The 194-pounder put up a position-best 23 bench reps at the Combine, and he brought in over half of his contested targets last season. Take this deep grab against UCF. Iowa State comes out in a run look with 2 tight ends, both receivers tight to the formation on opposite sides, and the quarterback in pistol. But with the Cyclones facing a second and long situation, UCF keeps himself safe by playing single high press man. Noel chops his corner's 2-hand jam, dips the shoulder to keep himself clean, and takes a hard jab step to the corner before separating on a post. The deep safety does play this pretty horribly, but Noel tracks down the slightly underthrown ball to set up his offense deep in scoring territory. Thank you all so much for watching. Make sure to become members of Patriots Press Pass here on YouTube for more breakdowns just like this, as well as a ton of other great bonus content.